Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. Guys, Ryan's our guy.
Yes, he is.
He's been on this show as a panelist, and he is unusually talented. So we are rooting for our guy, guys. But at least I am. But we see him posting videos with influencers to his social. He's back training with his dad. He posts videos in his garage and living room. He's giving Rocky from Rocky 3 before the first Clubber fight. I'm not saying Barrios is Clubber Lang, but are we worried? Even if Barrios isn't Clubber Lang, there's the physical preparation which he might be doing. But then the thing that rubs you the wrong way about this is it's like, but is your mind serious enough? But on the other hand, some guys need to be loose like that.
Yeah,
Where do you come out on all of that?
I just think I'm going by consistency. So we know what we get when he's acting this way.
He should,
The boxing world just got hit with a prediction so bold, it feels like someone leaked the script to Fight Night. Manny Pacquiao and Max Kellerman have officially given their final take on Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. And let's just say, this isn't your polite, neutral, may the best man win energy. No, this feels like coated smoke. When a living legend like Pacquiao speaks on speed, timing, and killer instinct, you don't scroll past it, you replay it. And when Max Kellerman starts breaking down a matchup, you already know he's about to turn a simple fight into a Shakespearean tragedy with 8-ounce gloves. These two didn't just make predictions, they shifted the temperature of the entire conversation. Ryan Garcia, the lightning bolt with a left hook that trends faster than celebrity drama. Mario Barrios, the pressure machine who fights like he's trying to collect unpaid rent. Flash versus force. Hype versus hunger. And now two heavyweight voices just tipped the scales. What they said wasn't loud. It was calculated, calm, almost surgical. But trust me, this calm prediction might spark absolute chaos once that bell rings. The moment Manny Pacquiao's prediction started circulating, it didn't just ripple through the boxing community, it detonated. Suddenly, every sports page, every fan account, every self-proclaimed ringside analyst with a Wi-Fi connection was dissecting his words like they were ancient scripture. 'Cause when a man who's been in wars with legends speaks on a fight, it's not gossip, it's gospel with gloves on. Ryan Garcia walks into this matchup carrying more than just hand speed. He carries expectation. He carries brand deals. He carries highlight reels that loop endlessly like motivational montages. The left hook. It's practically a celebrity of its own. Blink and you're horizontal. That's the myth. That's the magic. That's the marketing. But myths don't throw punches back. Mario Barrios does. Barrios isn't built on viral clips. He's built on rounds, on grit, on walking forward even when the spotlight prefers someone else. He fights like the ring owes him something. And pressure fighters don't politely wait for Instagram angles, they invade space and make it. Claustrophobic, Pacquiao acknowledged Garcia's speed with the respect only another speed demon can give. He praised the explosiveness, the timing, the snap, but then he pivoted gently, almost invisibly, toward ring IQ and durability. He talked about composure under fire, about what happens after the first clean shot lands. And if you listened closely, you could hear the subtext. Speed wins moments, discipline wins fights. Fans immediately split into camps like it was a political debate. Team Garcia shouted about youth, momentum, and highlight reel knockouts. Team Barrios countered with size, pressure, and experience against elite opposition. And floating above all of it was Pacquiao's calm voice, refusing to be dramatic, yet somehow causing maximum drama. Then came Max Kellerman, stepping into the conversation. Like a professor who accidentally wandered into a street fight but decided to lecture anyway. Kellerman didn't just predict a winner. He framed the bout as a crossroads. he called Garcia a generational talent, still writing his identity. He described Barrios as a test of substance, the kind of test that doesn't care about your follower. Count. He dissected Garcia's strengths with admiration. The hand speed is nuclear. The timing is surgical. The counter left hook, a weapon that could interrupt a thought mid-sentence. But Kellerman also pointed to defensive lapses, 2 moments, where Garcia relies on reflex instead of structure. He hinted that against relentless pressure, reflex can turn into reaction, and reaction can turn into survival. And that's where the tension skyrocketed, because Barrios doesn't blink under heat. He thrives in it. He absorbs, adjusts, and keeps advancing. His style isn't flashy, it's suffocating. He forces exchanges. He stretches rounds into trenches. And in those trenches, speed alone isn't always king. The real controversy wasn't that Pacquiao and Kellerman picked a side. It was how they framed it. Neither dismissed Garcia. Neither crowned Barrios without hesitation. Instead, they painted a scenario where brilliance meets resistance, and only one survives intact. Social media interpreted that nuance as betrayal. Garcia's supporters accused analysts of doubting a star in his prime. Barrios' loyalists celebrated. Like underdog energy just got royal endorsement. Memes exploded overnight. Some showed Garcia's left hook as a lightning bolt striking a brick wall labeled Barrios. Others flipped it. Barrios walking through a storm untouched. The fight stopped being just about belts or rankings. It became symbolic. Is boxing still about substance over spectacle? Or has charisma officially outrun caution? Inside gyms across the country, trainers nodded quietly at Pacquiao's emphasis on discipline. Fighters know something fans sometimes forget. Talent is loud, but fundamentals whisper until they win. The tension keeps building because both predictions came wrapped in respect, the most dangerous kind. No trash talk, no cheap shots. Just analysis sharp enough to cut narratives in half. And here's the twist no one wants to admit. Both men could be right. Garcia could land that thunderous left hook early and silence the debate in seconds. Barrios could drag him into deep water and expose every unanswered question. That uncertainty is the gasoline. Pacquiao sees speed and believes in composure. Kellerman sees talent and demands proof. The crowd sees fireworks and prays for chaos. One thing is certain, once that bell rings, predictions evaporate. Only pressure remains, and if this buildup feels intense now, imagine what happens when one of these names walks out with everything validated, and the other walks out with every doubt amplified. And just when you thought the prediction drama would simmer down, it detonated again. This time with celebrity reactions, viral memes, and armchair analysts treating the comments section like it's the United Nations of uppercuts. The fight hasn't even started, yet the internet is already handing out unofficial belts for most disrespected and most overhyped. The moment Max Kellerman's breakdown went viral, athletes, entertainers, and influencers jumped into the chaos. Former champions posted cryptic tweets about speed meeting reality. Podcast hosts started arguing like Thanksgiving dinner got rescheduled inside a boxing ring. Even casual fans who think a jab is something you get at a pharmacy suddenly became tactical geniuses. Memes. Oh, they came in waves. One viral edit showed Ryan Garcia's left hook labeled Wi-Fi signal and Mario Barrios labeled concrete wall. Another flipped it, portraying Barrios as a steamroller, crushing a sports car with Kingery spray painted on the hood. The creativity was unhinged. The disrespect, Olympic level. And let's talk about the narrative shift. Suddenly, this fight isn't just Garcia versus Barrios. It's hype culture versus hard labor. TikTok speed versus old school grind. Flashy highlight reels versus quiet gym sessions, where sweat doesn't need a filter. Garcia's supporters argue that doubting his speed is like doubting gravity. They point out how he's flattened opponents before the crowd even finished ordering popcorn. They remind everyone that timing beats pressure, and Garcia's timing is so sharp it could slice a diamond. But Barrios' camp fires back with something colder than sarcasm. Resume receipts. They argue that pressure is undefeated against insecurity. That when you've gone rounds with elite competition, you don't flinch at hype. You absorb it, you process it, you punch through it. Then someone unearthed an old clip of Manny Pacquiao discussing discipline in championship rounds. Suddenly, fans started comparing Garcia's mental toughness to Pacquiao's legendary resilience. That's like comparing a sparkler to a lightning storm. Bold, dramatic, and slightly unfair. The celebrity world couldn't resist A-list names. Dropped subtle endorsements. Rap lyrics were quoted. Boxing Twitter turned into Shakespeare with gloves. To hook or not to hook became an actual trending phrase. This is what happens when sport meets spectacle. It morphs into theater with sweat. And Max Kellerman, he doubled down in follow-up interviews, carefully rephrasing his analysis but keeping the edge intact. He emphasized that talent shines brightest when tested. That true greatness isn't revealed in viral knockouts. It's exposed in adversity. That line hit harder than a body shot. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Garcia has dazzled. Yes. Electrified crowds? Absolutely. But when dragged into chaos, when rhythm gets disrupted, when the script flips, that's where questions linger. Barrios, meanwhile, thrives in messy exchanges. He doesn't need a clean narrative. He needs contact. He forces fighters into uncomfortable conversations with themselves. And if Garcia gets pulled into a dogfight instead of a highlight reel, the fight transforms into something raw and unpredictable. The internet started playing fantasy matchmaker with hypotheticals. What if Garcia lands early? What if Barrios survives the storm? What if the left hook misses? Every scenario became a think piece. The wildest comparisons started flying. Some called it the boxing version of a superhero movie, where the flashy hero underestimates the silent villain. Others compared it to a reality show finale, where the fan favorite faces the dark horse, who refuses to leave quietly. The outrage wasn't just about predictions. It was about identity. Fans see themselves in these fighters, in Garcia's charisma, in Barrios' grind. So when Pacquiao and Kellerman lean slightly toward caution over charisma, it feels personal. And that's the genius of this build-up. The fight has transcended statistics. It's become symbolic warfare. Every interview clip feels loaded. Every training video feels like evidence in a courtroom drama. Meanwhile, Garcia keeps posting intense workout footage, sweat flying, hooks cracking pads like thunderclaps. Barrios responds with stoic silence and grind-heavy gym shots that scream, "I'm not here for content. I'm here for contact." The contrast is cinematic. Fans now argue not just about who wins, but how. Early knockout, late stoppage. Brutal. Decision, every outcome carries narrative consequences. If Garcia wins spectacularly, critics vanish overnight. Kellerman's caution looks outdated. Pacquiao's nuance fades into footnotes. The king becomes validated royalty. If Barrios weathers the storm and drags Garcia into deep waters, suddenly every whisper about defense and durability becomes a megaphone. That tension keeps rising because both men represent something bigger than themselves. They represent eras colliding. Speed versus substance. Flash versus fortitude. Promise versus proof. And thanks to Pacquiao's composed insight and Kellerman's sharp tongue, this fight now carries intellectual pressure alongside physical stakes. The bell hasn't rung yet, but the war of perception is already raging. And the scariest part? No meme, no tweet, no prediction will survive the truth once leather meets jaw. But until then, the internet is feasting on chaos and loving every second of it. And then comes the part nobody wants to talk about: the aftermath, because predictions are cute until reality walks into the ring wearing 8-ounce gloves and a bad attitude. Once that bell rings, somebody's narrative is getting upgraded, and somebody's getting archived. If Ryan Garcia storms through Mario Barrios the way his fans swear he will, the entire tone of this conversation flips overnight. Suddenly, Manny Pacquiao's caution sounds like humble diplomacy. Max Kellerman's careful breakdown turns into a footnote. Garcia's left hook becomes mythological, not just fast, but prophetic. The doubters disappear like they were on airplane mode the whole time. And you already know how that story plays out. Garcia goes from talented star to validated phenomenon. Every old clip gets reposted. Every highlight turns cinematic. Headlines scream about evolution, growth, maturity. The can he handle pressure? Questions evaporate faster than water on desert pavement. Sponsors smile wider. Future megafights get whispered. The king keeps his crown polished and louder than ever. But if Barrios survives that early storm and starts pressing forward like a man who's allergic to hype, things shift dramatically. Garcia gets dragged into uncomfortable territory, deep rounds, heavy exchanges, lungs burning. Doubts creeping, then those subtle warnings from Pacquiao and Kellerman transform into "we told you so" energy. And the internet. Oh, it won't be gentle. Every defensive lapse gets replayed in slow motion. Every moment of hesitation becomes a think piece. Analysts start using phrases like exposed and unfinished product. It's not because Garcia isn't elite, but because perception in boxing moves faster than a left hook. Barrios, on the other hand, would become the symbol of grit conquering glamour. The quiet grinder who walked through the storm and didn't blink. His stock skyrockets. Suddenly, he's not the underdog. He's the disruptor. The man who didn't just win a fight, he reshaped a storyline. This is the cruel beauty of boxing. It doesn't care about follower counts. It doesn't care about aesthetics. It rewards composure, punishes mistakes, and exposes illusions without apology. And here's the part nobody tweets about. Reputation is fragile. Pacquiao's legacy is untouchable, but his endorsement carries weight. If his subtle lean proves accurate, it reinforces the wisdom of experience. It doesn't, critics will claim even legends can misread the modern game. Max Kellerman, he thrives in this chaos. If his analytical caution hits the mark, he looks like a prophet with a microphone. If he misses, boxing Twitter will treat him like he predicted sunshine in a hurricane. But let's zoom out. This fight isn't just about punches, it's about direction. Ryan Garcia stands at a crossroads where potential meets accountability. Barrios stands at a doorway where opportunity meets destiny. Win. And Garcia ascends into conversations that include super fights, generational matchups, legacy-building paths. Lose, and he rebuilds, not from ruin, but from recalibration. Win. And Barrios transforms from respected contender to certified threat. Lose, and he remains durable, dangerous, but just shy of seismic breakthrough. The ring doesn't lie. That's why Pacquiao's calm words echo louder now. That's why Kellerman's analytical tone lingers. Because they didn't just predict a winner, they highlighted consequences. And consequences in boxing are permanent ink. Fans might scream, argue, meme, and debate for weeks. But once gloves clash, clarity hits like a body shot you didn't see coming. One man walks out, validated. One man walks out, recalculating. The hype train either accelerates into superstardom or derails into reflection. The grinder either earns mainstream respect or returns to the shadows with pride intact but spotlight dimmed. This is what makes it electric. It's not just speed versus pressure. It's perception versus proof. And when the smoke clears, somebody's going to look back at Manny Pacquiao and Max Kellerman's words and say they saw it coming. The only question left is simple. Who were they really warning? So now it's Kurz. Now it's your turn. Who's walking out with their hand raised, the lightning-fast showman or the relentless pressure machine? Are you riding with speed that strikes like a viral moment? Or grit that grinds like it's allergic to losing? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. And don't play it safe. Call the round, call the method, call the chaos. Because when this fight explodes, receipts will be checked and screenshots will resurface. We remember everything over. Here, if you felt the tension, if you love the drama, if you live for the sweet science mixed with savage storylines, smash that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe like you're locking in a front row seat to every scandal, every breakdown, every shockwave that hits the boxing world. This channel doesn't whisper rumors. We dissect them. We don't chase headlines. We punch through them. Scandals drop constantly here. Predictions get tested here. Legacies get debated here. And when the bell rings, only one narrative survives. Stay loud, stay ready. And remember, inside this ring, hype fades. But truth hits hard. This is Punch Press.